Okay, well, today is Saturday, June the 3rd, and we are concluding our study of angels. One of the, we were just, I can't even remember how we got involved with angels. I think we were just having, probably it came from a conversation that was part of the book of Enoch, because, that book is so has a lot of angel references. And we were just trying to figure out, well, what are angels and what do they do and how do we cope with them and what is this deal with angels? So I think that that's why this is how this study began. I've had a couple of these books. This one that we're basically working from is Ask Your Angels, and it is by, let's see, the authors are Alma Daniel, Timothy Wiley, and Andrew Raymer. Ask Your Angel. So if you ever get a chance, and I have always enjoyed this book. I've thumb through it, worked on it a little bit, but some of the things in here have really helped me understand angelic energy. So I kind of wanted to start off this day with with an angel prayer, and we're just going to work with some of the angels that we have been working with within Kabbalah. So one of the angels that comes to mind now is Raphael. Raphael is the angel that deals with healing, health, and abundance. So as we merge with this energy from the angel Raphael, we see ourselves in perfect divine health. We see this world filled with all forms of health, whether it's psychological, mental, physical, emotional. We see health abiding in all things, all creatures, all people, all plants, all animals. We see that as only health derived. And as we hold on to these thoughts of health and healing and abundance, we remember that the Archangel Raphael is always available for our thoughts, for our words, for our actions. And as we hold on to this thought, we are so thankful and grateful, knowing that yes, each and every part of our being is filled with abundant health, vibrant health. And as we, in each and every word, in each and every step, we leave behind images of health and abundance and love and peace. And with that we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
So Harriet, tell me what you think about these sessions we've had on angels, and what are your thoughts?
First of all, I've always, how do I phrase it? I have always believed in angels, but I had never really given them any kind of what I would say focused attention. I know they're there. There have been times when I have attempted to connect with perhaps what could be my guardian angel, but never really successful. But like I said, I've always been knowing that there are angels, that are there to protect us and surround us. And there have been times when I have, and I guess it's kind of a form of an angel, but whenever I get ready to do something, I ask for the white light of love and protection to surround me. And I kind of see that as an angel, not having a form, with the wings and the whole concept that, we see as angels. But I guess in that sense, I have, called upon the angel, but I've never really had the name of my guardian angel or a particular angel revealed to me.
Well, that's one of the things that I hope that we can accomplish today. We have to see, like I said, I had a friend, Ashley Piali. She used to have group studies and very classes very similar to Inner Haven in her home.
Mhm.
And one of the people that she had was a she was a psychic, but one of her
Okay.
main things that she dealt with was angels. And so in
Mhm.
that angel class is when I met Uriel. And I had not known Uriel before, had
Mhm.
never known that name.
Mhm.
But when we asked, that was the name that was given to me. And I was really surprised to find out later on that Uriel was an archangel and a really important angel.
Right.
So
Now, is he your guardian? Is Uriel your guardian angel?
I'm claiming him as my guardian angel
Okay.
because he was the one that showed up, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But although I have always felt a presence of an angel,
Mhm.
oh, you put your orange shirt on, okay. I would say that it was always Uriel that was
Okay.
here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this is one of the things that we learned here is that when we looked at guardian angels, that a guardian angel is the angel who kind of that has this vibration in attunement with ours.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can put that orange shirt on. Okay, good. Excuse me, y'all. I think this is gonna be all day. I think this is gonna be all day.
Let wise young be wise young.
Yes, he's enjoying his life today. But anyway,
Good.
so yeah, so I hope today when we when we do a meditation to meet our angel, hopefully we will be able to have a name or have an association with an angel today. Okay, you gonna put the red shirt on too? Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, put the orange and the red shirt on. Double up. Mhm. That's backwards, yeah. Put it on. That's backwards. There you go. Turn it around. Yeah, turn it around. There you go. Okay, so what are some other? So remember when the first week we just looked at angels like through metaphysics, and in metaphysics we don't particularly use the physicality of angels as much, so that we're not looking for an angel with wings. We can put those blue pants on. Okay, yeah. We're not really looking so much for angels who have wings and a halo and that kind of thing, or the person, but we're looking for the energy of angels. And because
Mhm.
Angels are basically messengers,
Right.
we really want to attune our hearing and attune our thoughts to be open and receptive to messages that may be coming from the divine.
Right. And the interesting thing is my first, and I've told this before, my first encounter with an angel was at the death of my paternal grandfather. And this angel came and took him away in a vehicle that looked like a child's wagon without with just the wooden sides around it. And this particular angel was dressed in a white robe or tunic, had long hair, no wings. And it is the image that I remember is more like what we think of as being Jesus.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. And that's so interesting because, like you said, they came in. Oh yeah, put those socks on. When the angel came, he came in something that was relatable to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a child's wagon, because, like you said, you were a child. So
Right.
you know,
I was only,
came,
I think I was about 3 years old.
yeah. So you know this lets us know that the creative spirit is always allowing each and every one of us, wherever we are, to participate and to be in alignment with it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can put your red shoes on, but if you want to go outside, just go out the back. So stay in the house though, okay? Unless you can go out in the backyard, don't go across the street. Yeah, stay in the house, or unless you can go out the backyard. Okay, he putting all his clothes on. Mhm.
Kind of warm out there today. Last time I checked, it was almost 80.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully I won't be interrupted, because one of the things I wanted to do today is do a lot of meditations.
Right.
Because when we're coming into an alignment with our angels, we really want to really be focused on our spiritual endeavors in life. How we are progressing, how we are aligning ourselves with creation. How we need to strengthen different parts or different aspects of our conscious mind, so that we can become united and unified with creative spirit itself. So hopefully we'll be able to get some meditations in. But what's another one of the things I kind of wanted to also, from our review, just to review our look at angels. Do you have any questions or comments or thoughts from these last 5 months of when we been working with angels?
Comments. I think over the years, I have been, for lack of a better term, I have been so scattered because I have wanted that connection with the divine, with spirit, but the way I was being taught just didn't feel right to me, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
And because of that, my whole concept of spirituality and the idea, well, first of all, I never understood or knew, I guess a better word is knew, the term metaphysics until recently. And my whole, my thoughts, my everything was like so scattered that I didn't know where to go, where to begin, where to start, where to do anything. I was just so scattered. But and there were times, because even when I was young, I looked at astrology. Later on, I began to delve into numerology. I mean, all of these areas I have at some point in time delved into, but because I didn't have the community to turn to go to give me the understanding that I needed, it's been very scattered. And now it's beginning to come together. And through my study of, and of course, um, when I was in college, my major was home economics and basically centering on food and health.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why the chakras became my focal point after I, joined Inner Haven, because I wanted to use those chakras to bring about health and healing. And of course, I'm still going through that, studying that, trying to learn more about that. And what I am finding, like I said a little bit earlier, it all helps me as far as the other areas that I'm curious about. So, and I have always been curious about angels and wanting to know, you know, their purpose and how they operate
Mm-hmm.
and how they can protect me and protect our society, really,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they're not just here for us individually. They're here to guard this temple, but they're also here to guard and protect, um, the universe as a whole.
Mm-hmm. 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 I agree with you. Yeah, one of the things that I have when we wanted to do this study, and we said we were just doing, rarely, very loosely, very study hall type, where we're, throwing in the kitchen sink and, trying to find out where, what is information that to discern information that is going to be valuable to us, not only as individuals, but like you said, as a group.
Exactly.
Um, another places that when we started with the angels is their hierarchy, and we realized that they have these three angelic realms. I guess the realms are very much like dimensions,
Mm.
but each and of course the angels are they are able to ascend or descend the realms easily, where we are in our own time zone. We are in this earthly realm, and only with when we go to sleep or through big meditation can we learn how to maneuver from one realm of of spirituality to another
Yeah.
to another level. So that's one of the reasons that we do want to know our angels, because they can move from one realm to another realm with ease, and they can show us or guide us in each of the elevations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just kind of want us to remember, and so I'm just going to repeat them right now, real quickly. Is that and the first sphere is the heavenly realm. The second sphere is where the angels kind of like work and govern, um, uh, like the middlemen. They kind of govern that that realm of movement. Um, so, and then the third realm is where we are, and that's where the majority of the messengers are, because they, this is the wonderful thing about being a human. And I think we have talked about it a lot, because that's one of the reasons that the angels were jealous of us, because we have this capability of being filled with the creative essence of the creator, so that we too can create.
Mhm.
whereas angels, even within their realm, they are not, or from our studies, they have not been creative. They can assist, respond, uh, protect, provide, but they are not creative. So that was one of the reasons that we had this whole story of the fall of man and the fallen angels, because we believe that angels want to be like us.
Mhm.
Here we had, and I think that's in Psalms 8, what makes them so special? Who is man? Who is man that the angels, have to bow to him? And so when we think, when we see ourselves in this sphere, so we're going to work from the bottom up. And so the first section is angels, and those are the angels. Let's see, I turn it over here. Angels are, those messengers. This is where our guardian angels come in. They are these celestial beings that, give us inspiration. They help us with discernment. They help us with protection. It really is kind of sort of like our responsibility to give angels opportunities to work. We're, so when we are thinking of thoughts, our angels are always moving, are
Mhm.
always moving to make these thoughts happen. So that's why it's really important where we have our thoughts, because are we using the potentialities of loving beings, loving energy, or are we using the potentialities of harmful beings and harmful energies? And because the angels, they just messengers. They're gonna do they're gonna do what their angels do.
Mhm.
So, if we're thinking of that, we want this car, because that's what we're still working on cars, y'all.
Right.
If we want this car. So there are angels out there um finding the right vehicle for us, the safest one with the best mileage, the prettiest color, it has the most loving energy. So there are angels out there that is that is attracting this information to us, this our desire to us.
Mhm.
And the same with negative energies. If we're always angry about whatever we might be angry about, then that energy is, there are messengers that are sending out that message, so that that can continue to attract that energy to us more. So the next realm is the archangels. And archangels are, let's see,
What was the first one again? I didn't, I was so busy
the
listening, I
first
didn't
one
write
is
it.
like this, angels, just
Oh, okay.
uh-huh, and the messenger type angel.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And when we look at it, we shouldn't look at them as higher or lower, and so when we see, so if we see angels with our guardian angels, we can't think that they are lower than the seraphim. you know
Mhm.
they are in this realm with the same amount of energy that is everywhere. So the next realm, the next level are the archangels. And the archangels, they have that, they say these beings are different. Let me see, what does it say about the archangels? Beyond the angels are the beings you are used to calling the archangels. But we suggest that you call them overlighting angels, since they tend to attend the larger arenas of human endeavor. So what the archangels do is, the archangels like are kind of like over your your families
Right.
or
Like
over
an
you.
umbrella.
Yes. Hmm. But they really are over our excuse me. And it's not so much like an umbrella because their realm, their responsibilities or their duties have to do with, the things of human endeavors. So if a human, like, there are thoughts of making a spaceship. So, the archangels, that's kind of like their realm, their domain. So they are always feeding humans, all humans, with information as to how do you make a spaceship. Now, there are angels that, I mean, there are humans that are receptive to this information. And that's why we have spaceships,
Right.
but, so every human is not necessarily attuned to the each endeavor that where the angels lie,
Mm-hmm.
where the archangels, but there's in every human dimension there's an archangel there to bring that into manifestation.
Right. Mm.
Just like today, we open ourselves to Raphael. Raphael has dominion, say, over healing and health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when we're opening ourselves up to that energy, we're opening ourselves up to all of the concept, the whole concept of what health is. So, that's amazing when we think about that.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Mm-hmm. Go
as
ahead.
you were talking about those different um levels, uh I kind of wrote down that the highest level, which you call the heavenly realm, uh I kind of equated with um a corporation or a society where you have the CEO, and that's the heavenly angels, the one in charge, the one that's um, yeah, the one that has the final say in everything. And then there's the board, and those are the archangels, and then all the rest of us are part of the corporation.
Mm-hmm. And we're all a part of the corporation because, and that's a really great way of looking at that. Harriet, is under the corporation, because the head of the corporation, of course, is creation itself. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the higher realm, the higher angels, the seraphim, the cherubim, and the thrones. We'll be getting to them in a minute. They serve the higher realms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they do. That's what they do. They're just in service to creation itself.
Mm-hmm.
When they have, well, we'll get to the seraphim in a minute. because
Okay.
they are really interesting. They're very interesting because when we think of um Elijah, when he saw all of the angels, he saw the seraphim. That's what he was seeing. He was seeing that higher realm where they are just only in service to creation. You know, so so that's awesome. It's awesome to think that,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that we can be a witness to that. Um, and the next level up of the third realm is the principalities. And um and in the principalities, they're guardian angels as well, because most of these, this level where
Mm-hmm.
humanity lives, um they govern us, like we were like the principalities govern like nations. um
Mm-hmm.
they govern, um they are the ones that govern corporations. They are the ones that govern um systems. So, so that's one of the things that they do. They are the guardian angels of all large groups, from cities and nations to recent human creations such as multinational corporations. These might be accurately known as known, but I mean, these might more accurately now be called integrating angels.
Hmm.
There are many of these beings involved with our planet, and later in the book you will be meeting in particular. Okay, so this one is so these so the principalities are the ones that really pay attention to the large groups that are here, whereas archangels, they are, over us individually, our individual families, our individual communities, where the principalities are like over the whole thing.
Right. Now, now going back a step on what you just said, what I'm getting is, and I forget now what the term was you used for them. They're like our guardian angel. I'm asking.
Yes, the principalities.
Oh, okay.
Um, so the next order is that medium, that second sphere. And like these angels, they say they work like heavenly governors. So they kind of govern the emotions of not only the angels themselves and that energy, but the energy as well. So so there are, so that's these angels govern motion, say how the worlds revolve around one another, because they are governing that whole all of different forms of life. So that's what they do. They're governors. So the first order of them are called the powers.
Power, like
Power,
POW.
Powers. Power.
Okay.
Mhm. The first order in the second sphere are those beings who have been known as powers. They are the bearers of the consciousness of all humanity, the keepers of our collective history. So when we think of the powers, we are understanding that, okay, this governing body governs over top of our consciousness. So when there is a change in consciousness, and that's one of the things we were talking about this recently, Harriet. I don't know if it was you and me, or you, me, and another person in another group, another class. But when we were saying that there was a spiritual consciousness that was released, say in the 1960s, where peace and love was poured out into this, especially in America, but I would say throughout the world, but especially in America, so because that's when that movement shifted from one level of consciousness to a different level of consciousness. I think that what usually happens is, like with anything else, if you don't use it properly, you're going to misuse it abundantly. You know. So that's one of the things. And when we think about all of so these different levels of consciousness that have come in to humanity to to be a help to us, because everything that we make is good. It starts off as good.
Exactly. But if we misuse it,
Yes, yes.
then it becomes not so good.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where the that level of miscommunication comes in. So in that level of miscommunication, because there are angels that are working in there too, you know,
Exactly. Exactly.
you
That
know,
sounds to me like a discussion we had with Course in Miracles.
maybe so, yes. Because I know we had just had this kind of conversation earlier. And when we
Hmm.
think about um that when we're dealing with angels who are the powers, you know, we live, well, first of all, we live in all of the energies anyway. But when
Hmm.
we're really focusing on when we're really trying to raise our consciousness, open ourselves up to these higher consciousness, we are opening ourselves up to the value of the powers.
Hmm.
Um, so the next level, we're still within this second realm, are called the virtues. Beyond the powers are another group. Beyond the powers are another group of beings, the virtues. They are of particular importance to you now because they are able to beam out massive levels of divine energy. As more groups of you learn to work with the virtues, there will be a greater infusion of spiritual energy available for our planet. And so
Right.
when we think about, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, and what did they explain what virtues is, or do we use the dictionary definition? I didn't say that right.
Yeah, you did. No, we don't necessarily have to use the dictionary version
Hmm.
because these are beings unto themselves.
Okay.
They are called virtues.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and
Okay.
mhm,
It's a noun as opposed to an adjective, or yeah,
yes,
adjective. Yeah.
hmm yeah, yeah. So because they beam out massive levels of divine energy. And remember, the powers are the one who opens our who has like leadership over our consciousness. So when they're working in alignment with the virtues, beaming out these massive levels of divine energy, that's why we want to keep ourselves wholesome, uh, right-minded, right
Hmm.
thinking, because the energy comes in anyway. The divine energy is coming in anyway, and it will turn into whatever shape or form of our thoughts. So if our thoughts are, righteousness and good and holiness, and when I say holiness, I mean, both HOLY and WHOLINES. Yes. When we're thinking of this holiness, we are allowing that the clarity of divine energy in. But if our thoughts are still clogged up with negative energies, it's that divine energy will turn into that. I think that this is something that we were either, another one of our classes. That's why I say they all fit in together
Hmm.
when we're thinking of why we have so much imbalance. Why is, because I do know we were talking about, sin and righteousness not too long ago. So so it's not so much that, sin is like, I guess, available, is that when if we are not if we are if we are not clear, if our consciousness is not clear and stayed on righteousness, right thinking, or right mindedness, then it is corrupted. That's, I mean, just like so let's just think about electricity. The electricity comes from the wires in, the wires in the on the line. But if that wire is broken for whatever reason, now that wire is dangerous. That
Yeah.
same thing, like right before it was broken, that same, that wire before it was broken was helpful and good, but now that it's damaged, it has become corrupted and it is very harmful now. So, that's when so that's why we want to, and that was the thing, that's the whole purpose of religion. Go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, when you bringing in electricity like that, when it comes into our homes and gives us the power that we need to see and do things in our home, that is trained, it is focused. But when that wire is broken, it becomes wild and scattered and can cause all kinds of harm and danger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. So those are the virtues. So the highest um organization of angels, right above the virtues, still in the second phase,
Mhm.
second realm, are the dominions. And there's I think, and I, because I don't know my Bible very well, but Paul talks about all of these. I want to say it's Ephesians, where he talks about, the principalities and the powers, the virtues and the dominions. So he's calling on how to use each of these levels of angels, of the in the angelic realm.
Hmm.
So the dominions are the heavenly beings who govern the activities of all of the angelic groups lower than they are. Divine bureaucrats. So the dominions are the divine bureaucrats. They also serve to integrate the spiritual and the material world. Although they take their orders from God and rarely contact individuals, their work is still connected to your reality. So when we think of dominions, we that's City Hall.
Oh,
Like
okay.
when you talk about that corporation. So yeah,
Hmm.
we can like go up to City Hall and send up information, send up messages, but City Hall is basically making sure that it runs and operates smoothly.
Hmm. Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the angelic realm is that in the balance of it is good. They might have some negativity that's involved with humans that have created and are fostering ideas, bringing in negative energies, but the whole of it is positive.
Hmm.
The balance of it is positive. Okay. So the highest realm, which is the first realm, that is right, they serve creation, so they are the holy of the holies. When we when a good Bible story, when Jesus was born and the shepherds opened up and they could see all of the angels. These
Hmm.
were the highest of these were the holy of the holies. These were the highest of the high.
Hmm.
So these angels are kind of like the aura of God.
Okay.
Mhm. So the first are the thrones. They are the companion angels of the planet. At this time in your history, it is important for you to be aware of the particular throne, the earth angel, who is guardian of your world, whom you'll meet later. So this is, hold on a second. I gotta yell down the wise. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So so those are the thrones. And when you think of and one of the good Bible stories that we can remember, and I can only go by the Bible because I don't know that much about other people's religions. Excuse me. Is Jacob's ladder,
Mm-hmm.
where the angels were ascending and
And
descending.
descending. Yeah.
You know, the Jacob's ladder, and when we think of that type
Because
of, mhm.
no, I was just going to say, wasn't he fleeing something at the time and he was resting? Because the only thing I can remember right now is him resting, sleeping, resting his head on a rock.
Well, I think I think that he had, I don't know what he had been doing, but he went to have that he did fall asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and that was part of his dream. But
Right,
then he had to wrestle one of the angels.
right. But what was he? Do you recall what he might have been fleeing from? Because that's what I'm
No, no.
thinking, that he was fleeing. He was running away from something. But I
Probably Jake, probably what's his name, Daddy,
Esau,
who he was who he was
e- even
Laban.
either his brother or his father. No, because his father had he received the blessing at that
Um
time.
with
His
Jacob,
father
Jacob and
from
Esau.
his
I think, yeah,
father.
I think when he saw that, I think he was already out. I don't remember the story,
Yeah, I don't
to
either.
be honest with you. I don't remember, but that's something that we can look up because we haven't done that in a while, is Bible stories
Right.
to just look at them and see what they mean for us now. So let's write that down as, let's see, Jacob's,
Something to be
because
explored.
yep. I put down Jacob's ladder. Okay. So the next, let me turn that blender back on. All right. I don't know what he cooking at. Beyond the thrones are the cherubim. They are the guardians of light and of the stars. Remote from our plane of reality, still their light touches our lives. The divine light that they filter down from heaven. So when we think about the cherubim is what we have always thought of, like the little angels,
Mm-hmm.
that got the wings, and Cupid, and
I was just getting ready to say Cupid. It was the first
yeah,
one that comes to my mind when you say
yeah.
cherubim.
So those are the cherubim, and they are like pure innocence, and that's why they're basically always seen as babies. With us, we see the cherubim as babies because they are pure innocence.
You know what just came to my mind
Mm.
when you said that? The fool in the tarot deck.
The food, yeah, yeah, because that is the beginning of our journey. Is
Mm-hmm.
of in innocence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm And when you think of the world, because the cherubim is definitely right there, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So we do have the beginning and the ending
Exactly. And
being
then too,
being in balance with one another.
when the ark was built, talk about the cherubim and how they're guarding that vessel.
Mm. hmm Okay, so the highest order is called the seraphim. The highest hierarchy are the seraphim, the celestial beings said to surround the throne of God, singing the music of the spheres and regulating the movement of the heavens as it emanates from God. That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. And that's why when we look at, say, the birth of Christ story, and the heavens are opened and all of these angels are visible, to the shepherds. So they're open themselves. So now they're open to a level of higher consciousness, of spiritual uh, you know, revealment, you know, heavenly heavenly ascendance. And that's really who we are when this new birth that comes into us, when we have a new level of spiritual awareness, that we are open at that moment to all the strata of these angelic beings. So any questions or comments on the
No, no, because uh, when you mentioned the cherubim, the next thing that came to my mind was the seraphim, and you answered that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So another thing that we had talked about along with the angels were angels from other nations. And
Now, when you say other nations, do you mean worldly nations or
yes,
other?
worldly nations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And other religions as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because that's that next part of our angel classes. That's kind of where it took us. And so when we look at other cultures and the way that they worked with angels, their angels and their say demons or their ancestors all kind of are one. Their concepts of gods and their concepts of angels are almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
mhm. I was going to say, it seems as though in our culture, in Christianity, there's not that much emphasis placed on the importance or the role of angels, wherein with I get the impression anyway, that in other cultures, they are very much a part of the culture and the spirituality and the thinking of other religions and cultures. Do you get that impression as well?
I do get that impression, because I think that one of our, just speaking of Christianity, one of our places of thinking of angels really has to do with a lot of misinformation. We often think of angels as little babies with wings.
Right.
We often
right. Or those mature ones that appeared to the shepherds at the time of Jesus' birth and that appeared at the tomb at the time of his resurrection.
And or else we're concerned with fallen angels, demons.
Right.
So
right.
A lot of and because we have
and it seems as though they are actually dismissed as not being that important.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I mean,
angels are real important in Catholicism. I think maybe maybe in Protestantism,
right,
they don't have that kind of importance.
Well, I'll put it this way: that's the impression that I took away from what I was taught in Sunday school and in church as a child growing up.
Yeah. Also, I think that it's, because we have only been, and one of the things I see about with Christianity is because everything is so separated.
Yeah.
Everything has a level, and there's that's the and because we're humans, I guess that makes us the the bottom of the totem pole.
Right. And you know what? What you just said brings me back to that first miracle principle that there not being any hierarchy as far as and that can apply not just to miracles, but to everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because everything actually, for me, and my in my metaphysical mindset, everything is
Mhm.
energy. Energy,
Exactly.
yeah,
Ex-
energy does have different levels, or
Different
different,
intensity,
and I like
and
that they use the word realms.
I would say intensity. Energy has different intensity because a
Hmm.
rock has a certain amount of energy,
Yeah.
just as the air has a certain amount of
Hmm.
energy. And the
Hmm.
intensity is different.
Yeah. Yeah. And and when we and instead of us uh having learned as that these are more physical beings, and that they're only messengers, they only come to us for certain reasons, we're separate from them, we can see them, so when that's all of the information that we're given, that's why we make up stuff about them, because we don't really have enough information about it, and
Right.
people have
And
got to the thing where what's the movie, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings, you know
the one that's shown at Christmas
yeah,
time
the
with Jimmy
wonderful life.
Stewart.
It's the
Yeah,
wonderful life.
yeah,
When we
that's
think of,
it.
when we sing things like that, we believe that, that an angel, when somebody dies, they become an angel. Whereas an angel is its own being.
Hmm.
Humans don't die and become angels. But
Hmm.
that is a very prominent thought in
Concept, yeah.
in Christianity, especially. But
Hmm.
but then again, it kind of comes from other Eastern philosophies and other African philosophies and other cultural philosophies, because that energy, once we let go of this physical body, that energy can consist in different realms. It
Exactly.
can,
And
it can be with just the ancestors. Go ahead.
I, no, I was going to say, with African and Native American cultures, they don't talk that much about angels as per se, but they're always talking about the spirits,
Yes.
which to me is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And and I think that's why we as humans, it's so important that we at least look at somebody else's culture. What are they saying about this thing? And how does it relate to what I'm saying about this thing?
Right.
You
And
know?
just I mean, look at it not only for understanding, but so that you can communicate and know how to talk to that individual and
Exactly.
not be offensive.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Um, so yeah, so these are some of the things that when we're thinking of angels, and we're seeing them on, from different cultures and different other perspectives, it is valuable to know why we believe what we believe, because I
Mhm.
think that a lot of information that came from someone else's culture shifted here into our culture, which is Christianity, morphed into something else that gives us fear.
Mhm. And
you know.
what you just said reminded me that um, with the Africans and the Native Americans as well, the Europeans saw them as savages, but the Africans were smart enough, and especially after being brought here, were smart enough to realize that, hey, this is what they want us to believe, but that information that was being given to them, that whole idea and concept of Christianity that was being taught to them, they just integrated it into their own culture and their own spirits and God, spirits. And they gave them names, you know. It was they what I'm basically trying to say is they knew how to integrate what was being forced on them by the Europeans, so that, you know, they were satisfied with where they were, and the Europeans would be satisfied with what they were seeing.
And you know, and as time goes on, when we realize that this is where culture has taken us, now that we are unraveling all of the aspects that misinformation that cause fears about them or cause other areas of separation, now that we are growing past that, we can you know, like once you unravel a thread, there's, you know, kinks and knots and, you know,
Right.
and waves in it that, you know, where it has been balled up for such a long time. We can learn how to relax and replenish these ideas by using these same energies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So and so that's kind of where we were with that. So then after that, we talked about demons. And we also found out that when demonic energies, because there is on this earth plane where we are, this earth dimension, there are the two what you call it, dualities. There is good and
That's
there is
separation.
evil. Right. There is good and there is evil. So so these are different vibrations that exist here on this third dimension. So the more so when this demonic energy, or what we call demonic energy, the more concentrated it is, it can become what you call it, like tangible, you know, palpable, you know, where you can feel it. You know, you can feel evil, you know, if you're around it, you know. But in biblical, it was only it was 1/3 of the angels, right? That fell. So even in that, it lets you know that at least 2/3 didn't fall. So there is more, the weight of the balance is always more positive than it is negative.
Negative, yeah.
And this is one of the things that I would hope that. Go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say, but the thing of it is, it seems, when we look at it, it seems as if there is more evil than there is good, because those that are evil, they're louder. They make more noise. Wherein the good, or the good, goes about what they have to do in a humble, quiet manner, gently, you know, I don't know why this came to me, but I'm thinking about disturbing the soil so that you can aerate it and plant seeds so that you can eat. In other words, you're planting good seed in an aerated, and it is being disturbed because the soil has lain dormant. And when you take that plow and push it through the earth like that, you are disturbing it, but you're disturbing it for good reasons.
And, you know, and when we're looking at um demon demonic energies
Hmm.
compared to and because all of them are angels, the
Right.
demons, they still angels, you
Yeah.
know um the positive angels, the angels of light, they're still angels, you know
Hmm.
and and this is when we were talking about like possession.
Hmm.
um we have the um ability to choose
Yes,
where we put our energies.
exactly.
So, I know, there has always been, stories of demonic possessions where the little boy is just sitting around and all of a sudden the demon gets inside of him and now we need an exorcist. I do believe that that type of concentrated energies can be available, especially to people who are very susceptible to having their consciousness open. I
Exactly. Well,
do.
just think about the story in the Bible where Jesus, this man, I think his name was They called him Legion, and
Mhm.
he was possessed.
Yeah,
And
that was the demon's name was Legion because he was many.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
and and Jesus commanded those demons to exit his body, and he sent them into the bodies of those pigs, and they destroyed themselves.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's what happens when you know demons are um, they eventually destroy themselves. I mean,
Mhm.
demons eventually will destroy themselves.
Mhm. And so it's really so when we are thinking of things like you were saying, it seems like evil is louder than
Hmm. Hmm.
and it's and and it's where we have our ears.
Hmm.
I don't know if the evil is more louder than but somebody's always pointing over there. There's always somebody. We're always seeing that.
Right.
This is the thing to see. So it's I don't know how amplified evil is or how interested the humanity is in to look into that direction.
Hmm.
So and I think that that's one of the things that you know groups like us, and I do know that there are people who are paying attention to angelic groups that shift the energies to higher to in different areas and different planes. And this is one of the things I do hope that we can do maybe even once a month or so is still work with our angels and this angelic energy. And because I know one of the things that we say often is that we would just love it one day just to pray and know that the whole world was calm for this day,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that is the purpose of us using this angelic energy to go
Right.
along with that.
Right. And
um
and we read in the Bible about periods of time in which peace and calm um, was over the whole world. And I can't remember a period of peace and tranquility in the world in all of my life
mhm,
because well I've since World War II.
mhm,
There has always been a period of um, disruption or war somewhere in this world.
mhm. And probably that's because somebody is always reporting on some
Hmm.
destruction or war or something. And not to say that that shouldn't be, that's not valid, because it is, because we do live in this system of duality, you
Right,
know. But
right.
I think that as I think that there has been and there is an opportunity for us to hear more of the positive instead of more of the
Mhm. The
negative.
negative.
You know,
And
so
I think if we pay attention, I never will forget when I was growing up. My brother's 4 years younger than I am, and he was he liked to tease, but he couldn't take it, right? And
mhm.
my mother would say to me when he would start to do things that he knew would irritate me, my mother would look at me and shake her head and say, "Don't pay him no mind. Don't pay him no mind." You know. And to me, it was difficult, and I tried to do as she instructed, but like I said, it was difficult for me, and sometimes I just had to let go.
Right.
You know, and
Well,
and my point is, I think if we don't pay attention to that kind of disruptive or evil thinking, um, perhaps it will eventually, you know, tuck its tail between its legs and slink away, just go away.
mhm, yeah. Um, well, one of the things that I had wanted to do today, but I'm looking at the time, it's 3:30.
And yeah, you did say something about doing some meditation.
Yeah, yeah, we haven't got cut, but I think that this is really kind of like important. So the kind of
Yeah,
meditations that I really wanted to us to do, because and we did start a little bit late.
yeah.
So I wanted us to do like 3 to 4 meditations, but I
Okay.
don't think that we're going to be able to do that many. Well, we might if we
Right.
because we were a couple of minutes late. Today, like we started a little bit late today. So
Yeah, we did.
yeah, I'm going to let me just put it on pause for a second.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I think that that's going to be one of the things that we wanted to do since it's 3:35. So what we're going to do is we will tomorrow, since tomorrow is journal group day anyhow. What we
Mhm.
will do is we will combine our meditations and our journaling together. So Harriet, what did you think of the class today with angels, and how can you apply it to your life?
Well, as I stated earlier, I have always been aware of angels, but never really um, given any real focused attention to angels and their presence. But I have always wanted to, uh, and in the past, but it has been kind of sporadic. I have tried to get in touch, shall we say, with my guardian angel.
Mhm.
And today's session just gave me a little bit more fuel for that fire that has been burning within me to get in touch with my guardian angel and pay attention. I stated a little bit earlier that whenever I would get ready to go into a situation, I would always ask, and I kind of think that probably was an angel of sorts that asked that the white light of love and protection surround me. And to me, that's an angel.
Mhm.
Um, and of course, from what I learned throughout these sessions is that an angel is a spirit and not a heavenly being with wings and a white tunic or robe with human-like um, features. But an angel is a spirit, and um, that I just need to be open and listen more intently for whatever my guardian angel has to tell me, or is in what direction they're
Mhm. Mhm.
directing me.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. And I think the same for me. One of the things that I got that I'm getting from this angel class is very much the same. I had let it go from a long time ago, but now
Mhm.
I'm seeing the value of working with these angels as not only spirit guides. I mean, they help with tarot, they help with,
Mhm.
this discernment, they help with so many areas in my life, not only for me, but for my family, for my nation, for
Mhm.
this world. So, I think that that's one of the things that I think that is important is to work in alignment with this energy, because
Mhm.
it really helps assist me in my area of higher consciousness. And I really want to be able to listen intently and um
Yes.
hear whatever messages are being delivered
Mhm. Mhm.
from creation to me.
Mhm.
Even if I'm thinking of an angel as a telephone line, just hearing that message is that's that connection that I have with spirit. So I want to strengthen that. It's one of the things I think that I want to be able to do is strengthen that, and to use these these angelic realms of uh, in my meditation and in my growth, to
Mhm.
use it that way. So yep, so that's for that. So that's my thoughts. So I do have mine. Yeah, I do have my calendars right here. I put it down because everything I told you my table is so small.
Right.
So yay, I have my calendar. That's great. So tomorrow is, let's see, where are we?
Journal Sunday.
Yeah, so tomorrow is June the 4th. And for journal group, we're going to combine journaling and angel work, our angel, our angel meditation. And I really would like to maybe have some special sessions every now and then, or at least once a month, to see how working with these angelic realms can strengthen our consciousness, and just to see how we really connect. Okay,
So
so
we want to continue with the angels on the first Sunday of every month then?
mm, maybe the first Saturday. How about that?
Okay.
The first Saturday of every month, because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what we've
this
been
is
doing.
Saturday,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
You're right.
yeah. And then we can decide what it is, and so that we can see discernible results.
Right,
Let's
right,
we can say something, pray over school shootings. Yeah.
right. Yes,
Yeah, I mean, because that's an angelic realm, and why would why are we allowing one side to win? You know,
exactly.
let's balance this out. Let's bring civility to our youth.
Exactly.
But anyway, next Saturday is so two on Wednesdays. And on Wednesdays, we always have A Course in Miracles from 5 to 5:30. I mean, oh my God, from 5 to 6:30. We can't from 5 to 5:30. We wouldn't even be able to get to the past paragraph one. I mean, past
Best
sentence
sentence
one.
one.
So from
Oh,
5 to 6:30 on Wednesdays, we have A Course in Miracles. On Thursdays, we're still trying to work with Forrest. He's having such a hard time with his phone. On Thursday mornings for I Am, and Thursday evenings with the Book of Longings. And next Saturday, I think it's you, right, Harriet,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, the
with,
chakras.
with chakras, healing with the chakras.
And Sunday,
And that following Sunday is the second Sunday. That's the Sunday we usually do tarot. But we haven't done it in a while because something is always happening on the second Sunday. So
yeah.
and then the
Um,
following, mhm.
could we do, because we haven't done that in a long time, Kabbalah.
Yeah, the Kabbalah we usually do on the fourth Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week we were supposed to do Kabbalah. But I was just tired after that drive.
Yes.
Yeah, I just
And
let myself,
I
yeah,
can understand that.
I just let myself wake up and fall asleep as I saw fit. And it was rainy all day long too, and gray, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Roll over, eat something,
Hmm.
back to sleep.
And go back to sleep, right?
So that's pretty much what I did. So yeah, so next week we'll do healing with the chakras.
Okay.
I've been also, can you pass me my red phone? Thank you. I spoke with Edith, and I don't know Edith's last name, from the Gnostic Society.
Right.
And they are, let me see if I can find her message here. There we go. She is having, they're having discussions tonight. Let's see, on runes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh no, tomorrow night at 8.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, at 8 tomorrow, 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay. And is it
And
virtual?
yes, on Zoom.
Okay.
And I'm
Great.
going to see if I can. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do it on my, to take it from my phone to the computer.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll send you the Zoom link.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you. I'll send you the Zoom link, and that's gonna, and I think she said that they have only one Zoom link, which would make a whole lot more sense. We got, like, every class we got a Zoom link, but that's the only way I know how to do
Right.
it. So let's see. So that's gonna, and also they're gonna be able to come on
The 24th.
24th. Yes.
Ooh.
So for our tarot, and I'm calling it a tarot conference,
Okay.
because we're really basically, doing, studying. I'm not really selling anything.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I think more of an expo is. But anyway, so they will. I will send you the information, and she says they do this every Saturday. I mean,
Oh,
every Sunday.
okay.
Every Sunday from 7 to, looks like from 7 to 8.
Oh, okay. So now.
But I'll send you the information in a few minutes.
Okay.
Text it to you. And let's see, that's pretty much it. And let's see, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Anything else that I have on the schedule for? Oh, so also, I'm trying, if anybody has any ideas of what we can discuss, or what we want to discuss, or anything else, just let me know. Because this is the whole brand new month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exciting. I don't have anything written down yet on the calendar. So it'd be fun just to put some other things in. Let's see, what else? Oh, I was thinking, one of the things I was thinking about, Harriet, and I don't know if this is something that you would want to do, is I would like to have a class about numerology.
Yes.
Like, everybody's talking about things that are happening now on the earth, and I think that numerology would, as especially as a just as something, to plug in, to put
Right.
into,
And I mean, it's the numbers are so important.
hmm
They're all around us. And when you look, the interesting thing is, in Christianity, it is kind of numerology is kind of poo-poo. But if you
hmm
look at what's going on as far as during biblical times and what they're writing about, the things they're writing about in the Bible, numerology is all over the
it's
place.
all over the place. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. You're right about that. So if so think about it. Think about it. We can include it into one of our topics, and I think that would be kind of something else that we can add into and look at and see how that merges with the rest of everything else that we do.
It does. And
Mhm.
I think the important thing is right now we're going through what I would call the development stage or the primary stages
Mhm.
of learning about these different topics that all fit together. And I look forward to the day when we can just kind of talk about them in general and
Mhm.
see them as one, not just different topics. And we can have a discussion where we bring in all of these realms um, to show how they're connected.
Okay. Mhm. That would be that would be a good class too. How
No,
we
I think that should be a goal. Not just a class, a goal.
Okay. So how would you want to do that? How would you want to do that as a goal? I mean, do that
Well,
each class we see how
each
they
class we can see, and as we go along, you keep notes, I keep notes, Andre keeps notes, we all keep notes
Mhm.
as to what we're learning in each one of these sessions.
Mhm.
And just when we get to that point, pick a theme
Mhm.
for the session and then bring in all of these things to show how they're connected to that theme, if you understand
Okay.
what I'm trying to say.
Mhm. Kind of, sort of, because we do kind of mention, that we talked about this and we talked about that and
Yeah,
how they all
we're
combine.
doing it. We're doing it now, but
But
on a limited basis.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, work on that. Work on that as an idea, and we'll figure out how to incorporate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean that could be, we could do that as a thing, as a regular, on a Saturday. We can do that on once a month on a Saturday, or however you want to
Right. Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Think about that. That's a
Yeah.
good idea. That's a really good
We
idea.
can we can do that on one of our open discussion weeks, days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Brush your teeth. Okay, that's a good. Yeah, and your tongue. Yep, that's a good idea. Oh yeah. So yep, that's it for today.
just don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on our YouTube page. And
Exactly.
you can find that if you Google Inner Haven and just look for the green circle with the white letter I in the middle.
Thank you very much. Um. Well, I would. So then I'm looking at the clock now. We got like 10 more minutes, 9 more minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
Before before 4 o'clock. So why don't we real quickly do a say like a 5-minute angel meditation. I'm
okay.
gonna find something. I'm going to screen share
Okay.
and we can do an angel meditation really quickly.
Okay. We're looking at what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, we can look at 5 minutes. Yeah, that would be
Okay.
good.
Okay.
You mean oh, I thought that's right. I have to do that later. For some odd reason I can't get my YouTube to be back on my screen.
Oh,
as as what do you call it?
Isn't that you too?
Yeah, but I got to type it in.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Let's see. I'm looking for angel meditation. Angel vibration frequency. Let's do meditation. Oh, angel meditation. There we go. And there's the Archangel Michael. Oh, here's a guardian angel meditation.
Hmm.
Guided sleep meditation, meet your guardian angel meditation, no coincidence angel meditation. So let's do this one
Okay.
for 5 minutes. Can you set? I can set. I think I got my timer right here.
Mhm.
Okay, we do 5 minutes here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this started first. Make sure we don't have any commercials on.
It's outdoor season. Did you know Vistaprint has everything you need to get your small business outside? Kirsten does. Vistaprint printed.
Yes, we got to skip.
Her
There we go. Skip. There we go. It should be
such as by looking at the clock at 3:33, or simply in having this meditation
So that's cool
appear
too.
to you.
We'll
Consider that this is no coincidence.
I said this is a guided meditation.
Oh, okay.
But this, oh yeah, it says guided sleep meditation.
Oh, okay.
So do we want to do 5 minutes in the guided meditation? Oh, it's only 3 minutes.
I find that some of
it looks like it's only 3 minutes anyway.
Right. And I also find that some of those guided meditations, especially when what's this, 3 hours? Yeah. They will repeat themselves. They'll go through a cycle and then they'll come back and go through it again, kind of thing. So
okay. I thought that was 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So it's 3
no,
hours.
that's 3 hours and
33 minutes. So let's find a number.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do a frequency. Let's do this one right here. This one just seems like it's music.
Yeah, unconditional level, guardian angel, make the wish come true.
Oh, good job, Wazzy, huh? Okay, 5 minutes.
Did you want me to set the timer or are you gonna do it?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Get started then.
Okay.
That was 5 minutes. Well, that's it. That was our
Wow.
5-minute meditation. That went by quickly.
Yeah.
That
That
went
was
by very
nice.
quick. That was really nice. And this one was 1111 hertz. 1111 hertz. I'm going to try to do this one again because I felt really connected here. So I
Mhm.
like it. I like
Yes.
megahertz.
Yeah.
1111. And this one is spiritual hug of angel, unconditional love of guardian angels. Make your wish come true. Ah,
Nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that was it for the day, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming, and we will see you soon. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye all. Love you.
Love you. Wow, love you.
I heard that.